This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, beginning at verse 1. And Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him to show him the buildings of the temples. And Yahushua said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And he said upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Verse 7, For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Verse 9, Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Verse 11, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. Verse 12, And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Verse 13, But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Verse 14, And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. I want to start off by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to Call Lolium, La Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachakodas Brakatham. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akwath and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is an edifying video. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but subscribing to this truth. To you, I say Shalom. This is the brother Yawasop out of the GMS Cleveland Church, fellow servant, coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit and through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I came across this article on my Newsbreak app, and it was an article that came this morning, so I took it to the Spirit. Right now, as we know, it's a time of judgment. It's a time of prophecy unfolding. It's time that the Lord is beginning to work, because they have forgotten or made void thy law. It's a lot going on. I just been up. You know, I feel the Spirit. I feel like I'm in the Spirit, and I feel the Spirit brothers is doing videos all night. So I like really haven't gotten any sleep like that. Shalakia for that. So anyhow, through the Spirit, and show you how judgment is so cold, because I just had to take a phone call, and just through the Spirit, that was one of the brothers, actually our head, and he was talking about, in the midst of talking to me, as he driving talking to me, he say he see a Jake car on fire, and I'm like, yeah, that's judgment, that's the Spirit, because this video is into judgment and just prophecy. Right now we living in the times of Second Ezra chapter 15. So, without further ado, I'm gonna jump right into this article. That's what Yahweh shout. That's when he was basically speaking and prophesying to the disciples in Matthew 24. He was prophesying about the times, what will be the sign of the times of the end of the world. You know what I mean? And one of the main signs is the love of many, the love of many waxing colder, uptick in violence, which you're getting to see now. You're seeing the time we in with this purge. It's funny how they did it too. They gave you years of the purge, and then this year is the year. I like the first purge, but I didn't like too many of the other purges. I kind of you could see the spirit. It was a demonic spirit on the purge, though. Especially when they were sitting around the table when they was about to kill the little Edomite chick and her family and shit. You know what I mean? All the neighbors. Showing you how this society about to be. All the neighbors that was smiling in her face all up to that day of that year, they was secretly jealous of her. You know what I mean? And, but anyhow, it says woman robs 84-year-old man outside Cleveland Key Bank. Salaki, Cleveland Key Bank. It says Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland police are looking to identify a woman wanted for aggravated robbery. Talking about aggressive nigga bitch. The incident occurred on October 15th at the Key Bank at 911 East 185th Street, according to Cleveland police. An 84-year-old man was leaving the bank with $1,100 in cash when the suspect knocked him down and threatened to shoot him, according to the police. The suspect got away with his wallet and the cash. It says, of course, Crime Stopper information. And, that made me immediately think of, Second Ezra chapter 15. But, it made me think of Matthew chapter 24. It made me think of a few different scriptures. But not only did you have that incident, you had this article that I forgot where I even got this article from. Salakia. I'm not sure exactly where I got this article from, but basically it says, have we become a completely lawless nation? It says this is what can happen when you allow the inmates to run the asylum. The crazies are in charge now, and this has resulted in utter chaos all over the country. And they just blatantly talking about, of course, it's an opinion piece going into Biden and his administration and how, you ain't even got to be, the spirit ain't really even got to be, let me take that all back before I say something and put my foot in my mouth. Everything is of the spirit. It tells you that in the book of Ecclesiasticus. The spirit of the Lord is in all things. So, if it's something left-handed or right-handed, because, the Most High God is the Father of spirits. It tells you that in the book of Job. Basically, that was all the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua to test Job in that fashion. So, in actuality, Satan works for the Most High. But, these... it's a lot of going on because I watched the Elder Yash. I think it was the brother Itazawam from Men of Valor. He did a video because you got these Edomites, everybody's realizing that man of sin is being revealed and everybody's pointing at this devil. And the devil doesn't like that. This devil is upset that people are upset at this devil realizing that he's the problem and the cause of everything. And that's why it talks about all hands basically coming upon him. I think that's in Jeremiah, or it might be in Isaiah when it talks about he shall be like the chase, bro, because everybody's gonna be chasing after this devil. But it's just like I said, even these people that do not have the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of the Lord can still open these eyes and put the Spirit on these people where the scripture talks about their tongue falling upon themselves because they got their own people telling on them, but basically they realizing that this administration is allowing a lot of, a Biden, while Trump called himself making America great again, the country's going to hell in Biden's hands. So, that's, another thing, another part of prophecy, in the book of Isaiah chapter 47, it talks about come sit in the dust, virgin daughter of Babylon, thy nakedness basically being uncovered. This place is being shown for the degenerate, whorish, demonic bitch that she is, roughly paraphrased. But, yes, the answer is this place has, seen an uptick in violence, proven that by the whole article I just read about the female robbing the old man outside of the bank. It's a scripture in the book of Second Ezra chapter Second Ezra, I think chapter 5. Where is that? It says it's perfect too. It says Second Ezra chapter 5. There shall be a confusion also in many places. And you can see the confusion. That article just went into how much confusion is in this place right now. And the fire shall be offset out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and mischievous women shall bring forth monsters. Talking about these wicked ass, little badass, demonic kids. But mischievous women is the point. And I just read an article again about how this demonic woman basically attacked and robbed an elderly old man. And we coming into times, at one point in time, that'll be looked up down upon or shunned upon. But we coming into the times where it's going to be no pity on thy neighbor. Again, that's why I started with Matthew 24 about because of the iniquity, meaning sin upon the sin, because it tells you in the book of Revelations, the sins of this place have reached onto heaven, that because iniquity abound, the love of many shall wax cold. You're going to have people that's going to be disregarding children. I was listening to the brother Bakura Moth. He was talking about how he gave an example about how it's the scriptures. It was talking about how a woman's child will be their meat, meaning that they were going to eat their own kids. And he was breaking up accounts about how well, I don't know if he brought up a count, but he was talking about, no, I think he did. He said he can recall situations where you'll see a mother being overprotective. The child done came back and told them something that, or misled the mother saying something that the teacher did, and they then went down to the school and talked about jumping on the teacher. And, you being that overprotective because you loving your child, but then that same mother is going to get so bad that she'll even debate eating your kid. I mean, what kind of mindset you got to be in, what kind of demons got to be on you, the same child that you kill, and that's the truth. But that's why the scriptures talk about a feminine, because women lack faith. You know what I mean? A woman truly believes in what her man believes in. You got some righteous women, and you righteous if you follow the man. You know what I mean? The man that's set up by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Because you could be a wicked ass woman following a wicked ass nigga. You know what I mean? But for the most part, that's why it's multiple scriptures that talk about the congregation of the Most High is of the men. The account in the book of Judges about how it was the priest that basically had his concubine, and remember Benjamin basically raped her to death. And he cut up her body and whatnot. So not to digress. Point is, these mischievous women. But I'm gonna skip to verse 10. It says, "And shall be sought of many, and yet be found. Then shall uprightness, then shall unrighteousness and inconsistency be multiplied on the earth." And when you go into that word inconsistency, it basically goes into lawlessness. So the little things that woman did, it's getting bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. You have had some wicked ass women. Look at Jezebel. Look at, you got, what's her name? Xerxes. I can't think of Vashti. You got wicked women in the scriptures. Jezebel's daughter. You know what I mean? That basically killed her household to become the queen. And was trying to kill the rightful heir. You got some wicked women mentioned in the scriptures. So what that female doing is nothing, but that's gonna be, lawlessness gonna be a common thing. And this gonna go beyond how the Wild Wild West was. So again, I'm gonna go to 2nd Ezra chapter 15. Point is I think 17 or 18, but I'm gonna start at 14. This is 2nd Ezra 15 verse 14, because we're living in a time where this prophecy is going to take place. Woe, meaning destruction to the world and them that dwell therein. So woe to the world and them that dwell within. Salakia. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Verse 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, meaning uproars, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, so they're not going to regard the people, their politicians, the people that put in authority, these law enforcement officers, these policemen. Because what you're going to have is you got a lot of military and police officers that's leaving the force and the government and the military. And what is going to happen is you're going to have those Edomites and those people that basically left fighting against the government. And the course of their actions will stand in their power. So they're not going to wait to, JB or Joe Biden or Creepy Joe and his administration to, ration them out food. They're going to go take it. Verse 17, well, I'm going to skip. Verse 18, for because of the pride Salaki, because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Because this is going to be a dangerous, uh, evil times, meaning bad, ill, uh, evil, ill, bad times. It says, verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. And that evil, wicked ass Jake woman didn't have no pity on that old man, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, which you are seeing. You know, there's the spirit. The brothers just did a video about it. A few brothers, the brother from Mississippi mentioned it. The brother from Florida, GMS Salt. He, I forgot I think his brother name is Shia or something like that. I met him once. So Salakia for not remembering the brother name. It was quite some time ago, but I believe it's Yeshaya or something. But long story short, he did a video about it. Like, we in Cleveland, we in Ohio. Virginia is like a state over. And literally, they was showing that TikTok video where the prices of meat, you know, you had meat that was $200. You had four pack of steak, $80. So for the lack of bread, you know what I mean? Because it's not, you know, the brother went into that, the brother whose page is Bakar Mouth, he went into how, like, you know, you had famines, but it wasn't like it wasn't no food. It was just a ration of the food. It was areas where there was a lack of food, and then you had to travel to get to those areas where there was food, and you had to pay to. I mean, if you know, people like how Pharaoh, basically the Egyptians, it was sold everything they had and sold them themselves just to eat. And you got to remember, this devil is crafty. He knows the scriptures. You know, now he takes the scriptures and twists them in a way to make himself seem like God or whatnot. But this man knows the scriptures. That's why certain things that's put in movies, and that's why this is set up. Ultimately, it's the will of Yahweh Shem Shah. But this was ingenious. You know, they try to get all the people that will take it voluntarily, and now they putting people in a situation where, okay, let's see if you're gonna take it when you desiring to eat. And they doing it at a time where it's cold. And the scriptures, I always knew the Lord was going to actually bring Jacob's trouble around the time of the winter. It tells you in the book of Matthew, pray that your flight not be in winter, but yet still this is a wicked and sinful generation. So we deserve to be, I mean, you know, I mean, you deserve, I mean, you know, look how wicked this place is. So rightfully so, it should be done like this. What it say? Acceptable man shall be tried in the furnace of adversity. If the Most High Yahweh Shemi, you know what's that in Matthew 28? It say basically the Most High said I'm with you even to the end of the world. I'm with you always, even at the end of the world. So regardless of what the situation look like, the outcome is the same. If you are the elect, Yahweh Shemi Yahushua is with you regardless. It says, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So, but it's one last scripture I'm gonna bring out because at the end of the day, you know, basically, what's that in Isaiah 65? Matter of fact, let me get Salakia. Let me get Isaiah 65. Isaiah 65, verse 12. It says, therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, ye did not answer. So it says, I will number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. So basically, we all going to be put in situations of adversity, you know, and, you know, basically, everybody's going to be put in a situation, but some people are going to be put in situations and be saved up out of them, and some people are going to be judged by them. You know, in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9, verse 4, it says, "And the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men." That sign that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, because only the elect is going to be the people The men, well, the elect is men, women, and children, but at the end of the day, the 144,000 are the prophets, but the elect is men, women, and children, and at the end of the day, that's only gonna be it's gonna be the true believers that's gonna be the ones signing and crying. Verse 5, and to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. I think that word, that mark is the wav. Let me see. The wa. Uh, so the mark.
Strong's H8420. Tav. Tav.
The wa. But it says basically a mark. So you got the mark, the charagma, in Revelations chapter 13, and then you got this mark. So basically, again, a balance. You got a mark of salvation or exemption, a mark of exemption from judgment. And basically, only the men that are loyal to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is gonna have that mark. So basically, the Lord is gonna make certain men and basically the elect exempt from that judgment. Like I said, we're all going, it's an hour of temptation coming to all of us. And, you may go through certain things. It tells you that basically how how's that worded in where is that at anyway? That's in I think it's in Matthew where it talks about how that if the Most High didn't shorten the days, the very elect basically the very elect wouldn't be saved, or roughly paraphrase. So we all gonna get tested, we all gonna get tried. That's why it talks about acceptable men, basically going through the furnace of adversity. First Peter talks about the fiery trial, um, um, but yet and still, the elect basically are gonna be saved. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna be spared. That judgment of death. Because you got multiple judgments coming out here. You're gonna have people that's gonna be getting like murdered. You're gonna have people that's gonna be going to these FEMA camps. Um, you know, but the elect are going to be spared these different judgments. Now, of course, you're going to have your martyrs, that's going to basically, be put to death for a witness and a testimony to for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because it talks about how basically the Most High's name is going to get fame upon the earth again, and you seeing that now. You know, um, you know, I'm gonna skip it. Say, verse 5. And to the others he said, in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Like that demonic woman didn't have no pity on that old man. And that's how the Most High coming in that spirit, you know, uh, he's not gonna have pity on old and young. It tells you that I think what's that in Jeremiah? Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, and with thee will I break in pieces of nations. Um, Verse 6, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. So that's the point. You know what I mean? Everybody's is basically subject to be touched, except for the men that are exempt from being touched, that have that mark. So we coming in the time of judgment, you know what I'm saying? And if you're so-called black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole, Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws, to the statutes, and to the commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Um, or you will be destroyed. Like the other apostle Tahar said, or you will die, you know what I mean? And probably a very horrible, grievous death. So with that, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Kol Elohim, La Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rachak Kodash Barakatham, Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so. Now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akwath and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord, willingly, this was edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, subscribing to this truth. To you, I say shalom. Till next time, Lord, willingly, shalom, shalom, and mawath lababal, shalom.